But yeah, yeah. So I'll take you through how this changes. Yeah. So you have different things that nourish you at different points, different ambitions that come into your life, and then it takes its own course. So before that, I used to be an athlete, and I always thought that I would run into 100, 200 meters. But that point of time, the system was not in place. So the other thing was, I also wanted to join the army. Then I used to sketch a lot, I used to draw a lot. And there were times when I used to think as to, I have got this skill, and what is it that I'm doing with it? Yeah, because my father and my mother used to constantly talk to me about it. I constantly kept drawing, and then I thought, what am I going to do in the army? That's something that I didn't understand. I didn't understand the finer nuances of what it was in my early stages of growing up. Then I realized that actually this is my passion. I want to be an artist. I want to draw. I want to create. At the same time, there used to be a tennis player called Martina Navratilova when I was growing, and I used to constantly watch her playing tennis. And I used to see how involved she was in what she was doing. And it's made me think as to, whatever I'm going to choose, I have to be enjoying doing it for the next part of my entire life. So I started thinking as to, what is it that I'm happy with? What is it that I don't look at that it's work? What is it that I think of even in the silence of myself? What is it that I wake up with, dreaming about? And I realized that it was painting, playing with clay. So then, with guidance of my parents, family, few friends and family members, I started looking more at this aspect. And that's how I started actually, that's how I started beginning to become an artist. Now, as far as people influencing, in those early stages, I think I used to look a lot at Western art. I used to read a lot of, and listen to a lot of Tagore's poetry. I used to start looking at words and visualize them as images. And so they started beginning to become my inspiration, because they also guided me and fueled certain imagination within my mind. And that's how it started. Yeah. No, that's what I said. They were key in nurturing my thoughts. And nurturing, when I say nurturing, it was not about just being an artist. It's about helping me see things in the broader perspective of every area, so that whatever I chose was after seeing a lot and being exposed to a lot. So I think that made a lot of importance. Yeah. With my work? You always have that. People, you can't expect everybody to be satisfied. And I think, leave aside other people, there are times when you work and you're so happy with your work, especially in my case, I can talk about myself, but I'm very happy with it. And maybe even sometimes 2 weeks or 2 days down the road, again when I'm sitting and looking at the work, I start questioning certain things. And I think that if I could have done it in this way, it could have been a little bit different, or could have made another change. So you're constantly scrutinizing your work, and you're constantly re-looking at it, and you're constantly being the best critic of your own work. And I think that's what you have to be. Yeah? Ups and downs. Ups and downs, yes. You know, that reminds me of a beautiful story. There's the philosopher, I don't know if you've heard of him, Rajanish. I was going through this when I was in college, and when you speak about ups and downs, this comes to my mind. There was this person who had given up on life and didn't know what to do because he thought he couldn't achieve, and he had achieved and again he had come back to zero. He was sitting in front of the ocean and wondering now where to go. And it was a moonlit night, and he could see the tides of the ocean, yeah, coming up and going down. And coming up again, and it's splashing on the rocks at the side and bursting into small particles, which actually started shining like diamonds in the moonlight. And it made him realize then that what makes the sea so beautiful, it's its rise and its fall. And in life, if you're not ready to have the fall, then you will never know the rise. So it's about, just think of the sea without the tides. Would it be the same? Then give yourself 2 minutes to think about it. Yeah? So never be scared to rise and fall. Ups and downs are going to be your stepping stones. You climb these steps up to your class and you climb them down back to go. You again come back. Yeah? So life is all about that. It's about the steps that you take. It's not in the front or back. And when I talk about ego, it's also about partly it's your ego shouldn't stop you from taking it back a step in reverse. Yeah? I'll just say back. Yeah. Yeah.
Related to art is if anybody is saying about any artist and if you do you think that I will become like
I will be. As the artist, yeah, deep down you may aspire to reach a certain professionalism in your work. Yeah, you would want to absorb certain qualities, and it may not always be an artist as a painter or sculptor. It could be a singer, it could be a sports person that you see. It could be discipline, it could be the turmoil of not getting there but still pursuing it. So these are things you always absorb. So it's not. So you always are looking for what is the spirit of flame. Keep that flame. Yeah? So it's you. When people say spirit, they talk about also spirit of the lamp. That your flame burns when your spirit is with you always. Yeah? So, sorry?